Very good morning, students. Welcome back to the classes. And then in the last classes, we have seen the TCP/IP and then UDP architectures, and then how these data are working, and then how those protocols are servicing with their own fields, everything, right? And in this class, we are going to see about the port numbers. Okay, because we know that these are the protocols used for data transfer. But I told you the system having some ports for all the services, right? So each and every system services having own ports. Okay, so what are the ports, how these protocols are working along with these ports, everything we are going to see in these classes. Okay, right, let me move inside the class. The first one is some protocols in TCP IP suite. Okay, that means you see we know that TCP IP UDP. So these are the three important categories we know. What is that? Because these are the some transportation protocol for the data, right? But inside these protocols, what are other protocols are supported for the data transmissions? Okay, so there is some example protocols they are given here. You just see this. So in the TCP, the backbone of this TCP and the UDP is that IP, because IP is the internet protocol which is available in that network layer. So from this network layer only we are getting that data, right? That's why they are giving the IP as the backbone, and then from that backbone the TCP UDP is attached. Okay. So in the IP they are mentioned the four different protocols: ICMP, IGMP, and then OSPF, and then RSVP. So these ICMP, IGMP are the internet message control protocols. Okay, so whether that data packets are going good or not. Okay, so if you want to understand these kind of things, then we can use these protocols. And then OSPF is just like connectivity protocols. Okay, we can simply say that open shortest path protocol. Okay, first, so like that some protocols will be working in this IP. And the mainly we have to look for this TCP UDP only, because the TCP UDP is giving some set of services. Okay, so based on the services only all the protocol will be supporting. Here you see here for the TCP we are having the Telnet, FTP, MIME, and SMTP, HTTP, BGP, and TLS, SAP, like that. So for each and every protocol we are given that that expenses in the below the diagram. Okay, for example, for the BGP it is the border gateway protocol. So where we are using this border gateway protocol means, suppose I'm having the two different networks. Okay, so there is no connectivity between these two different networks, and then if I want to make a connectivity, then what will happen if before I'm transferring the data from one network to another network, it has to move on from move from the first network, right? So the first network having one border. Okay, so it has to cross that border to reach the another network. So in that place, what are the conditions we can make, or what are the conditions another network may have in that border? So all those things will be getting compromised in these cases. Okay, so after agreeing these conditions only, that data packet will be transferred. So that what we are telling, this is the border gateway protocol here. And if you are talking about the HTTP mostly what is that, right? Hypertext transfer protocol. It is that website development protocol. So all the website documents and the content will be made up from this protocol only, because it is specifically created for the web content, right? And here you see the TLS we are having. So it is the transport layer security. So basically we know that the TCP contains that security operations. That's why we are telling that TCP is the label connectivity, right? Because it is a connection oriented. That's why here we are using the TLS concept. But if you are looking for that UDP, then we are not having any security related protocols here, because UDP is basically not a security one. It is the it is connectionless services. Okay, and then it is not having the label one. And you see the DNS it is supporting. For DNS is the domain name system that will, right? Even if you're using the TCP also will supporting this domain name system. Okay, because if you're delivering something, then it has to look for the domain name only. That's why. Right. So let me move on to the next. Internet networking, right? So you see here internet networking, so it is a title, the networking. So we cannot say that okay easily we can browse, or we can serve some web pages. Okay, because it is not the network internet. Okay, it is the internet networking. That means it is a connections between some multiple group of networks. Okay, suppose you see, uh, you are studying that Calcutta University, and then if you are in this SESC department, then in the SESC department we are having the 2 to 3 floors, okay, and each and every floor we are having 4 to 5 labs separately, and then each and every lab running the 60 to 70 systems. Okay, now we can say that each and every lab having some networks. Okay, because all the 17 systems are connected to one switch, so that we can say that those systems are in the network. And if we want to connect those labs together, then we can say that it is the interconnection of those labs. Okay, that means interconnection of those networks. Okay, so simply we can access those system, not the internet. Okay, so there is a difference between internet working and the internet. Okay, so don't get confused. Right, you see here definitions of, they are telling interconnected set of networks. Okay, they are not mentioning that it is the internet. Okay, all right. And you know, if you connect in these systems, if I want to access something, if I make some request to some other system, then they are responding, means simply we can say that okay, it is the internet. Okay, because internet is doing the same thing only, it is getting some requests and then doing the responses. So that in that way we can say it is the internet. Okay, that's why they are doing the entire configuration referred to as an internet, right? Oh, and you see here there is one difference between that internet and then internet. Okay, so if you're using that small I, okay, not the caps I, small I in the internet, then it means that it is the internet working. Okay, so we cannot browse the web pages. But if you use the capital I, then we can say that it is the internet. Okay, so there is a difference between these two letters, so please make note of it. The next one is configuration of TCP IP example. Okay, so here they are given one diagram with some systems and the router configuration. So what is that and why they are given? It is a configuration between the TCP IP, not that entire network. It is the TCP IP. That means how that TCP IP is giving that services to the system. Okay, that's what they are mentioning here. So you see here, first they are giving the server. After that, the server is connecting to the router through the ATM network. Okay. After that, the router transfer the information through that IEEE 802 LAN. That means IEEE 802 is the standard for the Ethernet cable. Okay, so from that cable it is connected to the workstation. So they are passing the data from the server to workstation, workstation to server. This is the simple configuration we can see. But really what happened here? That's what they are telling, the configuration of TCP IP. Because this TCP IP is providing the services to the port. Okay, not the IP addresses. Okay, so we'll see here. Below to the diagram we are having another one. Okay, with that layer name, the application TCP and IP and then ATM physical, and between we are having the IP, ATM, physical, everything. So here the physical to physical connectivity is there. That means the LAN cable or the wired or wireless communication is there in between workstation and the server. So simply if we are passing some information, that information will be getting flowed from this physical layer only. Okay. After that it will move on to the IP addresses. That means that which system you are targeting. So that system will be identified through this IP addresses only. After that, identifying that system, the TCP will look for the service port. Okay, now I got the system, but in that system, which services I want to access? Okay, that thing will take care of that TCP. Okay, it will do. So it will take that data from the IP and then it will forward that into some particular port. Okay, so that what they are telling. In this way only this configuration will be done. That what they are telling. And the next one is key elements of a protocol, right? So what is that key elements? Okay, because we know that protocol is a set of rules. Okay, now they are telling what is the key elements. Okay, so the rule is for what? So rule I already told you. The protocol is used to transfer the data in the right format. Okay, so it is dealing with that format. Okay, that means the syntax in which way we have to provide our data for before transmission. Okay, and after that signal levels it is comes under the syntax only. Then actually they are categorizing that key limits in the three different category. One is the syntax, semantics, and the timings. Okay, in the syntax we can dealing with that data formats, and in semantics, it is controlling the information and error handling. That means already I told you, right, some error will be there in the transmission time. Okay, so how to find out that error means it will be comes under this semantics part only. Because suppose I'm passing that ones and zeros from my side, okay, but in the receiving side they are receiving as zeros and ones. Instead of 1 and 0 they are receiving 0 and 1. So what will happen, that data will be replaced or misused or duplicated. Okay, so in that moment we need to identify, okay, how it is happen and what happened. Okay, so that thing will be handled with the error handler here. Okay, and these two functions will becomes under this semantics. Okay, after that timing. So if you are talking about the timing, then we can say that it is they are mentioning the speed matching and the sequencing. Okay, that means already we have said that time to live in that protocols, right? So I told you that if you are passing some data, we have to mention how long the data should be present in the queue on the internet. Okay, over the internet, because after some time limits, that packet has to deliver or it should be uh, dropped from that sharing function. Okay, so this kind of thing will be maintained with the timing. And then protocol data units. Okay, already I told you something like PDUs, it is the packet data units, but here it is the protocol data units. Okay, that means actually it is similar like that only, because here the protocol data units means in each and every layer we are using some specific protocols, and based on that protocols and then layers, that data will be getting added with some more extra payload information. Okay, so that's what they are telling, protocol data units. Okay, so you see here, um, the first point they are mentioning, at each layer protocols are used to communicate. Okay, that we know well, right? It's good, because in the each layer we are just transferring the data, and how we are transmitting them with the help of some protocols. That's it. That's what they are telling. And in the one, two, three, four, in the fourth point, you see each fragment has a transport header order. Okay, so this is what we are talking about. Okay, because I told in each and every layer the data packet will be added with some header information. Then it will be move on to that upper layer or the lower layer. Okay, so based on that layer concept, we are adding the header or removing the header. Okay, that's what they are telling. Destination, SAP, and then sequence number, and then error detection code. So these are the things we are adding with that protocol information. Just, and the next one is types of data deliveries. So you see here they are given one simple network configurations, and you know in that leftmost side they are telling one system, and then they are having some files being processed. In the same way, in the rightmost side also we are having some system is dealing with some file process. Okay, so uh, in the below line you see they are mentioning that the process to process, uh, about to that they are mentioning the host to host, about to that it is node to node. Because you know if I'm just suppose I'm opening that some Gmail server or some banking account, and then in my system it is opening that login credential page, right? There we want to give some username and then password. If I'm giving that, if after submitting the button, that data will be flowed from a system to some other intermediate router, and then it will reach the server. Okay, so wherever my data is getting flowed in all the places, that intermediate machines cannot do the same operations what I have done. Okay, they also cannot do that, uh, okay, this person is passing some web page with that login information, so I will open again, I have to give that login information, like that no system will do. Okay, once I had given, that's it. Simply it carry the data and then it will pass into the server, that's it. So in each and every places that function is getting different, right? That's what they are mentioning, the types of data deliveries. Okay, in the application level we can say it is a process to process. So In my system, I open that particular account page and I'm giving the login credentials. Then in the server page, it will extract the information and then it will again look for that login information to verify, right? So in the client and then source server only, this process will be done. After that, what will happen? From my system to another server system, we are having intermediate agents like packet delivery devices. Okay, we can simply say that network devices. So that network devices may be the router or some other things. Okay, in that place, what that router will do, it will fetch my data and then it will forward to that another router which is attached to that server message. Okay, so here router is one node and server place also one router is there, that also one of the node, right? So here that node will taking care of the delivering information. Okay, so we can say that it is a node to node packet delivery. Okay, so the data is delivered in between these two nodes only. That's what they are telling. And we are having intermediate agents also. Directly our machines cannot contact to that server. Okay, in between we are having some intermediate agents. So, for an example, I'm telling, suppose you see, suppose if you want to access the Yahoo or Gmail server, so what will happen? We are living in the India, but those servers are running in some out of this India, right? Okay, maybe in the New York or some other London, wherever it is. So they are maintaining some other data centers over there for this kind of servers. Okay, so if I want to access that server directly, I cannot go to that um, outbound countries. Okay, so they are maintaining some branches, that means the proxies in between these two countries. Okay, so in that place my request will reach that intermediate agent, then it will fetch that response. Okay, so here that intermediate agent is the host. Okay, so that host is processing my information. Now it is the host to host delivery. Okay, that was it. So based on this kind of services, we are telling that it is the node to node delivery or host to host delivery or process to process delivery. So in what are the layers these three different functions are working means the data link layer and the network layer and the transport layer. That's what they are telling. Okay. Right. Then IP addresses versus port numbers, right? It is the initial point about the port number because we know what is the protocols, right? And then IP addresses. So the IP addresses is the logical addresses to identify the system, okay, not the services. It is used to only for the system. Okay, right. Then what is the port number? Port number is the services which is running inside the system, right? So if I am sharing some information, then I have to mention to which system I want to share, and in that system what kind of information I'm sharing. So these are the two important things I have to mention before transferring the data. That what is the transport layer header, we have to mention that port number. Okay, so along with that port number only my message will be going to that opposite party. Okay, and how it that opposite party will be understand means we are adding that IP addresses in that network layer. Okay, so in that network layer we are adding some IP addresses, and before to that only we are having the transport layer. So in that layer we are adding that port number. So the combinations of port number and then IP addresses will find out the exact target system and then exact target place where that data should be launched. Okay, so in this way our network communications will work to share the data into the particular services. You got it? Right. That's all about today's topic. And if you have any questions or any doubt, please feel free to contact me on the given email ID and then my number also given here. So anytime you can call me. Thank you.